Hey friends! In this video, we'll have a question and answer video. These questions are commonly asked, especially with regards to the changes on travel to the Philippines. Some of the questions are from Filipinos, balikbayans, and foreign nationals. So let's get into it. Let's start with the very first question. I am fully vaccinated with booster shot. Do I need a pre-departure test? Yan. May booster ka ba? Kailangan mo bang magpa-test bago umuwi sa Pilipinas? No. If you are boosted, then you don't need a departure test, a pre-departure test, because that's already lifted starting May 30. Next question, I'm fully vaccinated adult but no booster. Do I need a pre-departure test? Yes. Only those with boosters are exempted from pre-departure tests. If you're only fully vaccinated, you only receive the primary series, for example, two shots of Pfizer or Moderna or AstraZeneca, then you're not boosted, you need a pre-departure testing. That can either be RT-PCR or antigen test. Next, does the exemption of pre-departure testing also cover foreigners and dual citizens? Yes, it does not choose any race. It's not exclusive for Filipinos. If you're boosted, then you are exempted regardless of your nationality. Okay, this covers all Filipinos, duals, foreigners, balikbayans. I received a single shot of J&J and a booster of Pfizer. Do I need a pre-departure test? No, you are exempted since you are already fully vaccinated with just single shot of J&J and then booster of Pfizer, so you're exempted. Next question is from Neil. Jen, since I'm fully vaccinated and boosted, does that mean those 48 hours or 24 hours check is not included anymore? Yes, Neil, no more nerve-wracking counting of this 48 hours, 24 hours. Oh, what a relief. Yes, if you're boosted, you don't have to worry about those things. You are exempted. Next is from Marian. Is there a number of days required to take the booster shot before entering the country? First, I would like to emphasize that booster shot is not required for entry. So even if you don't have a booster shot, you'll still be able to enter the Philippines and there is no quarantine upon arrival, as long as you're fully vaxxed. Now, on the booster shot, if you're planning to avail the exemption and pre-departure testing, there is no information on the IATF resolution or Department of Health in the Philippines about the required days before the booster is recognized. There is nothing like that mentioned here, although I'm still gathering more information to confirm that. But as of speaking, as far as I know, I think there is no required days. Unlike the primary series, remember, primary series, you need to wait 14 days for it to be recognized. But as far as booster shot is concerned, there is no mention, there is no rule by DDOH on that. But I will get more info as soon as I get confirmation from BOQ. I'll share it to you. Next is from I am unvaccinated and I have kids traveling with me. They are 4 years old and 10 years old. Do they need a pre-departure test? Your kids, no, they don't need since they are under 11. If you have kids 11 and below, they are totally exempted from pre-departure testing. This is the rules. I just want to show it to you. 18 years old and above, you need to be boosted to be exempted, while 12 to 17 years old only need to be fully vaccinated. Next is I am fully vaccinated foreigner. I don't have a booster shot. With the changes this May 30, can I still enter the Philippines? Yes, of course. Vaccination is still a must for entry of foreigners, but booster shot is not required. The only thing, if you're unboosted, is just bring a negative test result. You can still enter, there is no quarantine. So booster shot is not required. I want to emphasize that. It's not required for entry. This is the rule if you're unvaccinated, partially vaccinated, or unboosted. You can either have an RT-PCR test taken within 48 hours before departure or a rapid antigen test taken within 24 hours before departure. Next is from Ruby. Ate, how about po yung unvaccinated foreign nationals? Hindi pa din po ba allow? How about unvaccinated foreign nationals? There is no update on the last announcement by the IATF. Different government agencies are telling different things. Sometimes you inquire with BOQ, Bureau of Quarantine, and they would say, oh, they would they're allowed. They will quarantine upon arrival. And then you inquire with immigration, they would say, no, they're not allowed. They're saying different things. What I can really say with formality is, if you are a balikbayan, a former Filipino, or you're married to a Filipino, a foreign spouse, you may be considered entry. However, for foreign tourists who are unvaccinated, I don't think so. I think it's unlikely. Best to confirm with your airline. But up until now, I've been hearing of unvaccinated foreign tourists who were excluded, sent back to their country of origin because they were unvaccinated. So it still happens. Anyways, let's go to the next question from Roman. Ask ko lang mag-fill up. Do we still have to fill out the One Health Pass? Yes, as of speaking, yes. One Health Pass is still required. Is there changes on One Health Pass? Yes, there will be changes on May 30. Good day, Jennifer. What about the One Health Pass question regarding the RT-PCR antigen? Thank you, Rax. Again, there will be updates on One Health Pass on May 30. So let's just wait for that. Next is from Neil. Jennifer, I have COVID vaccination and a booster shot. Do I need to take, do I have to get tested, and do I have to register to One Health Pass? This is all repeat question. We already answered this. No, you don't need since you're boosted, pero you still need to register to One Health Pass. Next is from Lenomade. Hello, thank you for your video. Do you know, if one dose of J&J is enough without booster to enter? Yes. One shot of J&J is enough for a foreigner to enter the Philippines. Next is from Sabella. Hi, Miss Chen. For clarification, I have a 2-year-old daughter which is foreign national. Do they need quarantine even if I'm fully vaccinated as her mother? No. Your kid who is 2 years old, there's no quarantine. There's no need for him or her to get tested. No problem. Next is from Daisy. What about going back to America? And we have a layover in Singapore, 14 hours. Well, there's no change on the US entry requirements. You still need to show negative test result or proof of recovery. And Singapore, there's no requirements in Singapore as long as it is a transit only. So you will only follow US entry requirements if you're going back to America, which is just a negative test result or proof of recovery. And Vax card or certificate if you are non-legal permanent resident or non-US citizen. But I want to take note, for those going home to the Philippines or going anywhere else in the world, if you are transiting po in Hong Kong requires a negative test result for transit, ha? Naku po, yung mga nakabook sa Cathay Pacific, ayan, naku. Bad trip. Hong Kong, as of speaking, still requires negative test result PCR within 48 hours for transit. Mga magle-layover sa Hong Kong, please take note. Next question is from Nora. Iyan din po ba ang ipapatupad ng airlines if you're getting out of the country? If you're getting out of the country, if you're leaving the Philippines, you have to follow the requirements of your country of destination, kung saan kayo pupunta. Yun lang po. Ang yung Pilipinas, ang requirement lang ng Pilipinas, yung sa mga Filipino tourist na insurance. Yun lang. Next is from Jessa. Thank you for the updates. I'm a Filipino currently here in the US and would like to travel back to the Philippines. My passport will be expiring in the next 2 months. And can I still use it? Yes. Filipinos, even if your passport is 1 month valid only, a few weeks valid, you can still go home. You can still go home to the Philippines and renew it here in the Philippines. There is no 6 months requirement of passport validity po if you're a Philippine passport holder going back to the Philippines. Kahit pa 2 months, pwede pa yan. Next is from Dada. How about the requirement that you have to show a birth certificate when you arrived in the Philippines? I don't have a birth certificate anymore. I visited back home several times and was not required to ask birth certificate. Why now? I cannot book my flight because I don't have the certificate. I'm 82 years old and live in Canada for 55 years. What's your advice? So Dede, I like the answer of Kitty, my very good YouTube moderator and loyal subscriber. Hi Kitty. I would like to share the answer of Kitty. For balikbayans who don't have birth certificate or an old Philippine passport, If you only intend to stay in the Philippines for less than 1 year or less than 30 days, then you don't need na old Philippine passport or birth certificate kasi you can just enter simply as a tourist. And even the immigration in the Philippines sometimes does not even ask the old Philippine passport or birth certificate. Sometimes if you just tell them balikbayan, and they'll just stamp it quickly. So it would depend on the officer, but that's the case most of the time. So try lang, tell them balikbayan. They may give it to you without asking about the proof. But if you don't have the proof and you're staying for less than 30 days, go ahead. Please book your ticket, Dede. Don't let this birth certificate stop you from going home or visiting your homeland. Go, book your ticket. Don't worry about this birth certificate. Next is from Gingy. I'm planning to stay in the Philippines for a while and I'm a US citizen. Can I buy a one-way plane ticket? Sorry, one-way ticket, return ticket is required if you are a plain foreign tourist. However, if you are a former Filipino, then no need to show return ticket. A return ticket is required because you don't have a visa and your visa-free privileges gives you only 30 days. The return ticket is required. It's a supporting document that proves that you will not overstay on your allowable stay. So you can simply rent a ticket. I have a link, onwardticket.com. It's $14. You can rent a ticket, or you can simply book a cheap throwaway ticket with Manila to Singapore flights. Ayan, sometimes it's not even asked, but it's always best to have it just in case your airline asks for it, because it's one of the entry requirements. And it's been there since even before the pandemic. A return ticket if you are a foreign tourist and not a former Filipino. And that's all the questions for this video. I hope this answered your questions, and if it did, please leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't done so. And I do really make Philippine travel updates. Some people may say, "Sino ba yan? Who are you? Are you working for the government?" No, I don't. I'm just a simple person just like you. But I religiously follow travel updates in the Philippines. I've been doing this for almost 2 years. God, 2 years. So yes, you can tell by the comments that I've been doing this for a long time. And yeah, all the information is based on the government announcement. So I'll see you with another travel update. Stay safe. You all have a safe journey to the Philippines. And God bless.